Hey, welcome back. 2024 has already been a good year when it comes to me finding quality and unique games on this platform. So to kick it off, I've come back to give you 5 more games that you've hopefully never heard about. So, diving in head first, we meet Project Remix. An incredibly fun and well-made combat game that revolves around PvP team and deathmatch game modes, with a unique twist of abilities and loadout kits you can select for battle. Each ability and weapons have its own strengths and flaws, some better or worse than others, but overall, everything is fairly balanced considering the game is in early development testing. The game modes are simple in concept, usually having you eliminating others or capturing and holding points to win on multiple beautiful and free maps. And by free maps, I simply mean openish maps with multiple heights and drops for good movement. Apart from the combat and maps though, Project Remix has some really awesome and cute cutscenes after each round. And they even have voice lines, which completely caught me off guard when I was first playing. I'd highly recommend playing this game with some friends or just give it a shot by yourself. Unfortunately, when I was playing alone without others, the game was often barren as the player count was barely scraping past 15 players on weekdays, so y'all know what to do. Up next, we have a personal favorite of mine, Combat Initiation. After initially finding this game when it just had 300,000 visits, I sat back and let it marinate thinking it would surely take off and become a possible front page game. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Though at the time of making this video, the game sits at just around 4 million visits, and rightfully so. Combat Initiation is one of the best and most in-depth waves-based Roblox game I've seen in a long while. A fast-paced arena brick battle game that puts you in a max group of 6 against all varying threats standing in your way is the name of the game. It has 3 worlds and 3 bosses at the time of making this video with 7 weapons and weapon upgrades. I noticed the game definitely took some inspiration from Ultra Kill. You have one singular goal in the game, and that is to survive and conquer the 3 aforementioned worlds, using what weapons and abilities you have to your disposal to deal with the vast amounts of enemies. After a specific amount of rounds survived, a point shop will appear where you could either buy new weapons and upgrades, or save up for the next shop. I mainly use the sword because of its high close quarters damage, and even better upgraded version, the Firebrand, which I just call it the nuke maker when paired with bombs. Yes, this game has some awesome mechanics in it that you may or may not stumble upon, like how hitting bombs with specific weapons or abilities prior to detonation can cause it to do some pretty awesome stuff. You can also parry projectiles. After completing each world, get a grade on how you did, with the highest possible score you can reach being X. If you don't get at least an S, you're just straight up buns. The bosses, in my opinion though, are the highlight of this game, and until you've tried it out and gotten destroyed by a vagabond with all 3 of your lives, you might as well pause the video and come back once you're done. Next up, we have a game I'm anticipating to reopen soon, Pressure. Unfortunately, the game is currently closed at the time of this video being made, so I'll be using footage from a good friend of mine, Mally, whom video will be linked in the description as he also talks about underrated games and makes other cool content. I do remember a text wall stating that if someone does make a video on the game, to let everyone know that it is still in testing, and everything you see is subject to change, and any bugs that you encounter will eventually be fixed. With that out of the way, Pressure is essentially a Doors fan game that offers some cool and unique visuals and concepts, taking inspo from, of course, Doors, Iron Lung, SCP Containment Breach, and apparently Ultra Kill? Why is everyone taking inspiration from Ultra Kill? The game takes place in an underwater facility that happens to be filled with multiple entities that escape containment and wish to end you. Since the game in practice is basically one-on-one with Doors, I'll just describe the cool parts of it. The entities in the game are, in my opinion, a lot more eerie and nerve-wracking than Doors. Some require you not to shine light around them, others chase you in the same fashion as Rust, or work in the same fashion as Eyes, and some will just straight up beat your ass.
You like submarine theme?
You can't go on that boat. Yeah.
The map has a very sci-fi look to it and offers some really cool areas or puzzles within it, including an underwater section. Now, I never really got too far into the game before getting folded like a pretzel every single time by this slow moving entity. Like, I don't know what to do. If I hit in a locker, it immediately kicks me out and my player starts hyperventilating and doesn't want to get back in. Regardless, the game is definitely one you should look out for once it releases again, whether it be in a testing phase or the full release. It's kind of just a harder, cooler, and scarier Doors with more content. Then, there's the goat in the makings. Helmet. My god. A gift straight from God itself. Helmet is a stunning first-person tactical shooter taken from the perspective of a helmet cam. On the first mission, you and 2 other squad mates are tasked with escaping a building filled to the brim with hostiles and civilians. The pacing of the game is not a run and gun, but instead a slow and more methodical shooter with a bunch of door breaching. This game can be rather difficult for newcomers, especially on higher difficulties because of that nature.
Bro, where did that guy come from? I'm hit. There's another one on the ground. He has his AK. He could reach for it. Oh, okay, Red, you gotta lock in.
You could kick down a door, alerting anyone that wants to riddle you with holes on the other side, blow up from a trap door, or simply get shot for clearing room too slowly. Me personally, I just like flashing every room I get the chance to.
Just do not shoot me in the back. I'm throwing a flashbang.
Are you serious?
Go, go, go! On the floor. Yeah. He had a gun too.
On the topic of this not being a run and gun, you cannot kill civilians. Sure, you could get away with one trigger finger mishap, but usually any more than that and the mission is over.
Oh. Bro, it was off of instinct.
So, on top of people that may or may not want to whip out a weapon last second on you, tackle you to the ground for not securing them, or call in reinforcements, there are also civilians, and there usually is no way to tell if they're hostile until they are pretty much making a move on you. The maps are awesome of course, and are really good at keeping the immersion for this game. Topple that with the fact that the game has voice chat, and it can add a whole new twist to crazy combat scenarios you can get into with your squad mates. I absolutely adore the visuals in this game, from the menu to the ready up screen down to the active gameplay itself. And my only complaint is the fact that it's not fully released, just like Pressure, and is currently closed. By the way, for those who are lore fanatics, Helmet does have that. I won't spoil it for you, but do know that the game is set 10 years before the events of Dummy vs Noobs. Last up on the list is Find Everything, a complete 180 from the rest of the showings on this list, with no PvP or PvE aspects, that I'm aware of at least. Find Everything is exactly as it sounds. You roam the vast and massive maps, areas, and puzzles looking to find or win things. There are many things, some require you to simply stumble across them, and others you unlock. Aside from the things you find, the game is similar to Microwave Dinner, mentioned in this video if you like this game, but purely a 3D platformer. Now, you don't just find things. When things are found, you can unlock different moves and abilities for your player to find and unlock even more things, or rare things. The game has a lot of interactions within it and references as well. Couple that with some good jokes here and there, and you have the perfect time passing game, or even parkour game to a degree, for you to play. I don't have much else to say about the game, and since it's 250 Robux to play, I don't want to spoil too much and let you explore all of it for yourself, considering you are paying to find amazing and just mind-blowing things. So if that sounds fun to you, be sure to check it out. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.